Alright, so we are playing through Elden Ring. This time we are playing through it as Reyna. From the hit game Tekken 8, I have played just a very tiny little bit of it, actually just to get the martial arts weapons. No bosses have been killed thus far in the run. I have like 200 runes um, just from farming them to get the summon. So we're going to go down and kill the first and most difficult boss in the game, the Soldier of God, Rick. I feel like that's the hole, but holy cow, that is a loud hole. Ooh, yeah, that was a little far there, wasn't it? So, judging by my last playthrough, whenever I was doing Shrek Roth, it has been 7 months since I played Elden Ring. So, let's see if I still got it. You know? I think that's Dane's footwork, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, this would be Dane's footwork. Oh, we're shooting arrows at me, folks. May as well top off. Wielding armaments. Okay. These guys can sometimes be dorks, but like you saw there, he kind of gave up after a second. A lot of times they'll just let you walk around them. Sometimes. He's really... There we go. Here's the big question. Is the running attack different? Doesn't look like it. No, not at all. Get wrecked, Turbo Nerd. Oh my goodness. Fisting this gentleman in the butt. Wow, you're still alive after that. Huh. Was not expecting it. Thankfully, we got a Stake America here because we are going to be facing the most difficult boss in the game. The Soldier of God, Rick. You know, I'm not gonna lie, that was a little cheesy. Palm Blast is probably gonna carry this run, but I'm not mad at it. I've never like. I wonder if it's because I went outside and came back in. I just don't remember that yelling being a thing usually when you come down through here. They're just screaming. Okay. Oh, yeah, I may have already done the flask, but Okay, yeah. So if you are playing this game casually, highly recommend you go with the Golden Seed as your starting item and just an extra flask, which can be, you know, life-saving many times over throughout a playthrough. Cannot recommend it enough. And the other thing that we're going to do, this is not particularly important, that's just how I usually play the game. Some people like to use the scroll and go through the items. I prefer to have them on the
Oh,
hot
yeah,
menu.
of course you have. Unfortunate, without guide, you are fate. Luckily for you, however,
Maybe I shouldn't skip
there
these
is
so
one
quickly.
shining ray of hope for even the maidenless.
You're
Me,
maidenless. Fuck off, Eric.
Vare. Take care to listen. Are you familiar with grace? The golden light. You may also behold that. It will lead you,
Even if it is to your grave. Now, this is probably the most important thing you can do in the first playthrough of Elden Ring, especially if it's a casual one, and that is to not follow what the game tells you to do. See that golden light? Yeah, fuck that golden light. It's going to take you to an area that's like level 25, 30. Who knows? Maybe I don't exactly remember what Stormveil is, but it's way higher than you are right now. So the game is absolutely trolling you. Don't do that. You go over here and you go south. Just go south. I can already tell I'm gonna like this. This shit's awesome. Even having not played Elden Ring in a hot minute, this martial arts is very fun. The jump kick is pretty sick. And I was just gonna do with the ooh, let's try a little dry leaf whirlwind. Ooh, oh my goodness. Alright, fair enough. A little difficult not having range against these guys. Normally they're not so bad, but they can be a little annoying, especially when you're playing a little passive like I am right now, but there you go. Little flask back. No harm, no foul. There is a skip that you can do right here to get the Kaliad. I don't recommend it unless you're really familiar with what you're doing, because it's going to put you in a place you're not going to have that much fun in, here in these Dragonburnt Ruins. But for those of you who are wondering how people get the Kaliad real early in the game, this is where you go to. Dogs, of course. Can't have a Souls game without dogs, and this one may actually get me. Ooh, he thought about it. He really did. Definitely. Got it. Rust. I think that's like the big doggo. One of them is like way stronger than the rest. I think it was that one. This guy doing the Bloodborne. And even, you know, I've played through this game. If you guys saw the start of this, like, probably 10 times, and I did not know that these guys spoke actual words. Is this him? How strange. How very strange. Okay. Kind of just farming runes a little bit. Again, we're not doing any Kaliad skips for, you know, the Source Seal or like extra runes from the big dragon. We're just gonna play. I would call this the path that a new player should take if they're not trying to do any kind of exploits or that kind of thing. This guy could be a little bit of a problem right now. Just a couple. Flask, having not played for a odd minute. Okay. Yeah, I mean that'll do it. Yeah, I'm doing some silly things right now. Realistically, you should probably go try to get your what's it called first off your map, and etc. etc. But nothing too crazy, nothing profoundly silly.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina.
There's Melina. You may notice is significantly cuter than the player character because for some reason
I offer you an accord.
I think it's who is it Miyazaki is the developer. He says only the story characters can be
Have
cute.
you
The
heard of
the
the
PCs
Finger
have to be
Maidens?
kind of scuffed.
They serve the two fingers, offering guidance, but you, I am afraid, are maidenless. I can play
Everybody
the
calling
role
me
of maiden,
maidenless. Pretty
turning
messed up.
runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd. Then it's settled. Summon me by I bequeath.
She bequeathed me the
Use
ring.
it. It will some torrent has chose treat him with.
Oh, that reminds me, actually. Sure, victim. So if you're playing the game for the first time, realistically, you should almost always level vigor vigorously. It should be your kind of your
Way
first one.
tarnished.
So
May I
we,
have a word?
yeah. So we are going
A
to
pleasure
talk with
I am the
Ranny
witch Renna.
right now.
I'd heard tell of a tarnish, and upon look at talk I thou art possessed call for. Ah,
Both
I
because
was
we
a
like the
try
quest
torrents.
and because, if we really do get kind
Tis a
of stuck,
bell calling
some
forth.
spirits might be
Summon
helpful.
them with the spirits will have now it is.
I don't anticipate that being a thing, but again,
Forgive my.
could also not be a thing. Okay, let's go get um, let's go get our map. The other thing that we're gonna do is make sure that we put torrent right here. Oh my goodness, yeah, I'm really out of practice. Holy cow. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's yep. Frequently in a playthrough, I will literally just have the spectral speed whistle in that square because I don't tend to use a ton of items. Wow. Goodness, it's bad. Alright, fair enough. Damage on the martial arts is pretty respectable. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, that is pretty good. This is kind of what we're here for. We don't necessarily need to fight everybody here yet. In fact, we don't necessarily need to fight anyone here at all. There's a few things to pick up in a casual playthrough. There's weapons on the back of these guys right here. And I think there's a pretty good greatsword over there. It can carry you through a lot of the game, but for this one, we've got hands and feet. Don't need much else. I'd consider doing like a little bit of faith stuff, like maybe throwing lightning bolts just because that fits the theme, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, to be honest with you. One thing that's a little scary is I am pretty fragile right now. Just nothing particularly new. Like I said, the last run I did was a level 1 run, which I'm already higher level than, but hi, baby boy. So I'm gonna give Dry Leaf a... Okay. Not too bad. Alright, I don't love this. Akamara, please don't. Just don't. Yeah, the arts are really gonna carry this run for sure. This item down here is extremely important. I think I just aggroed somebody, but that's fine. I'll kill him down here. It's been a little while since I set up this run. So in my right hand it is Dane's footwork, and in the left hand it's the Dry Leaf arts. Okay, fair enough. So that's mostly kids. Yeah, this is the... It's pretty good. This guy is a problem. Yeah, without being able to stagger him, and etc., etc. No armor, this is... Always kind of have to watch what he's doing, because he is kind of a punk bitch. And then he got me. Alright. Okay, well, that's probably the end of that. So it looks like if I'd played a little better there, we would have been fine, but kind of testing out that Palm Blast. And we got what we came for. Now it's time to go. So what we did, we opened up the map there. And also picked up something that's going to let us customize the weapons that we got. Should probably be one of the first things you do. It's a little uncomfortable. Those guys are actually a little bit stronger than some of the guys that we're going to fight here later, so it's not completely necessary to do it right now, but it is a good thing to start doing. I know, the Everjail is up here. But I'm trying to think if there's a really good reason to be up here other than that. Not particularly. I don't think I've ever been on this path. Interesting. Okay. Well, there's not much here anyway. Guess it's probably gonna kill you if you try to make that jump, but now we will keep on keeping on. Right here, they're gonna fire a ballista at you. If you just kind of go left and then go straight through it without stopping, you should be fine. But it's been a hot minute since I've done this, so yeah. Straight through without stopping. Pick this up on the way. And you can hit this to de-aggro everything. It's the first time, every time. This young lady has a quest for you.
Might I bend your ear for a moment, please? My name is Irina. I've escaped from Castle Morn to the south. The servants there have rebelled. I can't be sure what it is, but I swear I heard my good father decided himself to stay. The servants are full wrath. They've since come for every one of them. I fear it's no please. Would you mind taking in my soul wish, please? Thank you. Then please, deliver it to my father.
There's a giant here along with some dogs. They are incredibly annoying. Not necessary to fight this at all. As you can see, he's not even really aggroing, so I can't. I don't know what this is, to be honest with you. Oh, that's pretty much nothing. No Ashes of War are really going to be for us, unless it's like a spell. I don't really want to fight this guy right now. So we are realistically just going to pump Vigor. Now, there is a Spirit Spring here that's nice to do. Jump up here, into here, pick this up. The Warming Stones can be nice. And here we just carefully jump right out there. It's important that you don't come from the other way, because trying to jump into it, I'm pretty sure might be impossible from that angle, and will get you killed. Ask me how I know. Starlight shards, the game doesn't tell you this, but don't use them. It's like, oh yeah, they give you mana back, and then turns out they're like a currency that you kind of need. Sort of. I think they give you summons. So if you're not into that, like, sure, whatever, but if you're a completionist, don't use your shards. You know, the whirlwind's working pretty well. Oof. Couple things I'm noticing pretty quickly. The martial arts have very little range, which does make it a little difficult. And the other thing is... yeah. The damage is pretty good. But yeah, that's like kinda one of the first things I'm noticing here. So. Damage and stuff. That is a white wolf. They're a little bit harder than the other ones, but not so much so that you need to worry about it. The three wise beasts. First, invincible turtle. And then there's two of them that are kind of pretty close by here. It's been a hot minute, but yeah, here's this one. Next one might be on a tree or over here somewhere. Let's see if we can find this. I'm pretty sure for this tower, the first tower, they're all pretty well close by. Also, coming from that angle that we just did from the tower back, means that you can avoid the wolf fight, which is not, again, it's not optimal or mandatory or anything crazy like that. They can just be annoying. Dogs in FromSoft games are always really annoying. You can tell how long it's been since I've played this, because I cannot remember. I thought he was on a tree, but, you know, who really knows? Oh wow, this is a little embarrassing, actually. Okay, so we found the invisible one. We found the one that's right near. Where is the last wise beast? Is that it? Oh no! Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. Okay, that's funny. I got baited. I knew there was one super close, and I was like, "Oh, that's the super close one," but there was one that was even closer. So that's a memory stone. They just give you more spells, which can be nice, but it's not always the. Not every build is going to use every memory stone, so. Any perfectly valid, perfectly fine characters do without them. This one probably doesn't need that many of them. We're going to see if I can make this jump. If I don't, I'll feel real dumb. That was good. Buy or sell. That's pretty quick. Actually, spending soon too. This is a nice little thing. Well. So we're just gonna ride by the horseman right now because I mean maybe it's a good time to fight this guy actually. I don't have anything. This castle is kind of a pain right here. Grab this quickly as an arrow is going to be coming your way, and then you just move. Look like you curved that a little bit, bud. I don't know that I agree with that. Up here. Grab this. Yeah. We use these rocks for cover. And this guy's actually hurt. Kind of in a little serpentine lock on. And see him drawn. Go ahead and don't be where he's aiming. You see you come over here, and we take the critical hit. Many of them are going to have like leg blockers, especially on the front. So kind of want to get around behind them. That one doesn't. And casually, this place is actually a little difficult. Especially on your first time through, this place is going to feel not fantastic. But it is one of the lower levels. And in fact, we may as well go prep for it, so... One thing we can do here in the Weeping Peninsula is just go to the back to the ramparts. Because there are a couple really nice things that we can and probably should pick up before we do that. Bye, baby. So... First thing we're gonna go do is take out. We'll head to the church and then go take out the archery avatar. So the thing that you're getting from the church actually makes your heals better. Oh, Akamaru, you're hurting me. Oh, gotta get to a comfortable position. Oof. You can just tell the churches on your map, which, by the way, this is not it. Pretty good Ash of War, actually. Not gonna lie, pretty good Ash of War. In fact, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really super recall what is up here. Can I lock that? Nope, sure can. That's fine. It's like I can't come up this way, so this is the first lookout tower? Okay. This is kind of the fun of Elden Ring, is like, I don't really remember this place, so could be anything up here. But most likely it's a devious trap. I hear somebody else chucking potions. Oh. Trap. Fair enough. Now we roll. Oh, okay. Oh, I may have been here before. I vaguely recall having the hand list at one point, but... Again, that is the genuine beauty of Elden Ring. Is that, like... Behold, Grace. Oh yeah, there is Grace over there. Huh, imagine that. It must be the one... I think this is the path that I usually take, actually, is, there's a little pond down here with some doggos, so if you're kind of following along with what I'm doing right now, this isn't exactly the path that I usually take. Yeah, there's the doggo pond, and then there's just a little Grace up here. There is a fairly mean monster, Here close by, again, we're just leveling bigger. Not truly necessary to fight this guy that we're about to come up on. It's not like the worst thing in the world, though. I just gave up my initiative, so... Goodness, I'm terrible now. Oh, what the? Why is it even there? Okay, yeah. Again, not strictly necessary to fight this guy at all, even a little bit, but they are there. For 100 runes, to be honest with you, some of this is I haven't fought these fights in a long time and I need to do rust. Some of it is, you know, etc., etc. So, here you can see the Erdtree Avatar guys. Again, very unnecessary to fight. Frankly, recommend that you don't. Just ride past them. You will have enough runes, I promise. Just doing the dungeons and the other incidentals and things like that, you will have enough runes. It's not necessary or mandatory or even really all that worth your time to kill every enemy you come across in this game. So we're going to come in here, Church of the Pilgrimage, pick up our Sacred Tear, which will make our healing heal more. A little flask will heal more. Sit and rest. Flask. And the Melina will tell you a story if you talk to her here. She does that at all the churches and some other points. And so that big tree in the distance, that is our goal. These guys, these little pilgrims, are not necessary to fight again. And this is the easiest of the Erdtree Avatar fights. You will see how truly rusty I am right now, because I used to be able to smoke even the most difficult ones. Okay, let's go. And this is something that's kind of nice that you can do. If you like helping other people, I encourage you to activate the summoning pools, because maybe we'll do a couple things later on whenever its character's more established, and we'll go help people defeat bosses that they may be struggling with. And be honest with you, this is one that you might see. Okay, we gotta watch our stamina, so when he does this, you just roll into it. Free money. Okay, so he has now taught us what we can and cannot get away with. So 2 heavies is gonna probably, it's not going to probably, it's going to get that, and then of course that was a mistimed roll after that. Unfortunate, but those things happen. Thankfully in Elden Ring, you don't really lose that much whenever you die, so long as you're spending your runes and etc., etc. Now that's quite a lot of damage. Sometimes he does 3, so you always want to be aware whenever you're looking at that sometimes he'll come up with a 3rd attack. Here's this, and we roll into it. Almost a little early there. Roll away. Roll in. Watch for the third. Being a little conservative right now, because I just got my... Okay, so it's looking like this weapon does not have a ton of... What's it called? This right here, go find your nearest friendly neighborhood pot and always roll to the side. Watch your stamina. Ooh, watch his attack. Too many rolls. So you want to be mindful of spamming your rolls just because not only is it lowering your DPS uptime, you're actually killing your stamina. This is one of the only times, almost in the entire game, where you're just going to spam your roll. And of course you want to be able to keep your camera on him, so that's what's happening right now. It's not ideal. There we go. Jump back in. Roll into him. This is absolute greed. I never punished. Okay, well, maybe we'll switch back to Palm Blast, because I don't love that that missed there. So we just roll, and we just roll, and we just roll, and we just roll. And maybe the early ones don't have a third follow-up, so that's something to be vaguely... Yep. Mega punished there, that's fine. We're actually going to heal the full here, simply because we want to make sure we're keeping ourselves out of one-shot range, so that's really not good. Sir, you were not invited. Thank you, friend. Again, he's kind of spamming this right now, and so his AI really likes to spam that move if you're too far away from him. So if you're finding yourself over and over having to deal with it, it's... Okay, yeah, that's really unfortunate. If you find yourself dealing with that move kind of like that, the problem is you're just not close enough to the boss. You're giving him too much, I don't want to say respect, but you're just not close enough to him. So if that's what's happening, you're like, he won't stop spamming the laser beam attack. You just gotta get in a little closer to him. So we've done the church, we've done the Earth Tree. There is some stuff over here, specifically the Everjail, but also more importantly than that, there's a second church. So this is one of the reasons that we actually do this in the early game. It's just to pick up these really very powerful heal buffers at the start of the game. So that's, of course, what we're going to do here. Now, this gentleman right here is really interesting because he can duplicate items. Specifically, remembrance items, which we'll go over later once we get to them. So, should be nice and simple, nice and easy, clean, good shit. When you do them, you're just gonna clear off those little white barnacles. So, again, we don't really need to do this in this run. And realistically, there are entire runs of Elden Ring where I just didn't need a duplicated remembrance, so I just didn't do it. These guys you can happily run past, and ghosts can be tricky and annoying, so you know, just walk past them. So we're starting to build out our vitality to the point where it's not really going to be too terrible for us to do things. Trying to think of what I want to do here. Do I want to go... There's numerous places I could go right now. You know what? Yeah, sure. So we're gonna go to Geel South. We're gonna go up to a different part of the place where the game was started here. Because I think I do want the Source Seal, to be honest with you. Now, this. Sometimes this is going to be the first thing that you get in a run. I'm probably not going to get the Dragon Souls. I'm just going to go get the Source Seal and the key that comes with it. But if you're ever planning a low level run, or you are planning a level 0 run, or you just want like an enormously boosted start of a casual run, this is something that you can do. Um, yeah, I think there's a couple other things you can do too. Like if you ever want to do Putrid Dog, you can do that from the Kaliad skip that I was talking about earlier in the Dragon Ruins. The dog is actually very near where you come out, and that thing can carry you through many, many, many of the early game fights because they're just not really designed to be able to handle rot. So, like, if you're struggling with Morgott, or if you're struggling with, Godwyn or Godfrey or whichever that nerd is, you can very simply do that and very happily kill yourself. Thankfully, I didn't. No, you can very happily just get the rot dog and be completely fine, like genuinely completely fine. One thing to be aware of when you're coming here to get this map, you're probably going to run right by a bear. So just be cognizant and aware that the bear will kill you because this is Elden Ring, and you know they're not nice. It's a little up the path here. So yeah, that bear right there is like very, very close to this thing. Well within the aggro radius if you're not paying attention. And he may have even just aggroed. Oh, okay, we're fine. So this minor Erd tree doesn't actually have an avatar protecting it, so that's very nice, very cool. So while we don't get any free juice, we do get a couple things. Now there is one last thing that we can do here. Oh, hi friend. I will say that the attack range for martial arts does leave a lot to be desired. It's pretty rough. Um, so yeah, just watch the bears when you're coming through the mist. Just try to keep a weather eye out for them, and don't poke them. Especially the very big ones. They will wreck your shit at this point in the game. There is no doubt about that. What we're going for right here, we're just kind of taking a little bit of a meandering path to go find Kenneth. Kenneth is somebody that you kick off a ledge because he gives you something cool. Now, if you go do the quest for Kenneth, he will actually give you a dagger, which I'm going to go do, actually, now that I think about it, because there's a possibility that I'll use Faith. Yes, Kenneth. So, you go talk to Kenneth, and then you, Okay, so, after dealing with Kenneth, you can come here, and we're going to go down to this fort, down to the south. And this is kind of a very simple early game checklist, because you're going to get a fair few things from doing some of this, including more flask for healing. Um, as you can see, by going to the two churches, we're already 3 flasks up. Oh goodness, my navigation is not perfect right now, guys, so I apologize. I'm not really in good shape for speedrunning. That is for certain. Like, kinda meandering, but that's okay. So after you talk to Kenneth, you don't necessarily have to talk to him before you do it. I recommend it. He gives you a dagger that has really good faith scaling if you use the correct whetstones on it. And that can be an extraordinarily fun build, especially if you're doing kind of like I have a Melina cosplay that I do that is a faith character with a dagger, and that is almost the perfect weapon for it. Obviously, I use the Black Blade with it, for those of you who are familiar with that, but usually I just start the fight off with Black Blade, then I use the Black Blade spell, and then I spend a lot of the fight healing, because with just those two spells, you've taken off something like 25 or 35% of the boss's health whenever you're playing in co-op, which is an enormous amount of damage. So, that's one thing I tend to do whenever, if I'm just trying to help people out in co-op, I'll just, they summon me, Melina shows up, and then you get a nice little thingy. So, ooh, okay, wow, I am so trash. I'm so trash at just running through stuff right now. Like, all of these guys are... I can't tell you how many times I've ran past this pumpkin head and never had an issue, and like all of a sudden... It's not all of a sudden, I'm just desperately rusty. Okay. So we're gonna come here. There are a couple things we do need to do here, a couple things... I forgot they did that for like half a second. A couple things we need to do here, a couple things we don't need to do here. What we don't need to do is get hit by those and have those barrels blow up on us. It's so bad, folks. Oh my goodness, this is amateur hour in here. Okay. There's a ladder under here, it's protected by a rat. Sometimes if you get a little cooked, you can go do that. We really don't want those barrels to go off in our face, so that's one thing we're trying real hard to avoid. Now, there is this gentleman right behind us that we're kind of going to bait out just a little bit right now, not for any reason other than the fact that I need the space. And so, if you're kind of ready for this and you've done it a million times, or you have maybe a little bit better gear than what I'm using right now, you can, or if you can block is pretty nice too. You can actually just run this guy. You can run up, kill most of what's in here, or not kill, just run past, and you don't really get bothered by him. Gosh. It's so very difficult whenever... Oh, that was not actually what I intended to do there. I wish you'd tell me which one I was using. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Dry Leaf Whirlwind is kind of the answer right now, isn't it? Okay, so... the guy we came for is not dead. I wonder if I can, like, maybe lure him up here and palm blast him off the... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. That's insane. Again, I'm not particularly worried about messing up my my health. I'm more trying to keep myself from being one-shotted at this. There we go. So we're going to try and get this guy. He's using standoff, which is a really, really good move. We're going to try and lure him. Lure him a little bit more. Come on, friend. What am I looking at? Did you fall again? Brother. Oh my god, these... It's normally not this messy. I normally don't have the entire world on me when I'm doing this. I don't know why they're so aggressive right now. Okay, so... yeah, these pot throwers are actually causing a bit of an issue right now. I figured he was going to do that. Nice little kick there. Okay, let's go find Mr. Man, wherever he may be. See, he's not... Call him a boss is a little bit of a... I don't want to say misnomer, but it's not entirely accurate to call this dude a boss. He's just not. Oh yeah, that guy gave me a Blessed America. Hell yeah. Let's go ahead and put on a warning stone, because I am feeling a little bit out of sorts right now. Normally... So, this is actually not the first time I've seen this. He will do this from time to time. Let's see if maybe we have something else in our equipment that we can maybe... What's this? Oh. So, one bad thing about what I just did there, yes, as you can see, he actually heals from that. Trash. I'm so bad right now, guys. It's not ideal. I don't love the ultra-long animations for not very much gain. This is something you can vaguely abuse with most of these guys, is if you roll into them, a lot of times they have a really, really hard time dealing with it. No way. Okay, fair enough. He did blood loss me with one stab there. It's a good thing we had. That is, of course, why you level Vigor. This has been a little scuffed. I apologize, but hopefully it's entertaining and educational. I promise you the game will be significantly easier if you're using, like, a regular loadout and maybe a shield or something. This is somewhat self-inflicted. So what we're going to do here, we're going to go ahead and do this one. Looks like I may not have enough for the extra flask here. Okay, we don't really need this anymore. Do that and that. Not gonna lie, the Warming Stone might have helped there, but it also might have almost gotten us killed from that heal. Like, it was pretty close there. It was pretty close. Again, that guy, not even really a real boss. He's not, especially, like, he's a bit of a pushover, or he should be a bit of a pushover once you have a bunch of experience, but like, you saw me kind of run him by running into him. Okay, so this is actually a fairly interesting thing here. Oh my god. You see nothing. Oh, they do not see nothing, and we're in a little bit of trouble, but that's okay. Ride like the wind, bullseye. Sometimes it just do be how it do be. Now, this is the more intelligent way of doing this. There's actually a site of grace around here somewhere. There it is. So, Kenneth isn't a bad first stop if you're playing the game. However, now this is a little tricky. This can be a little wonky. Um, so what we're going to do here...
I've been... Did you manage to... Oh, well done. I knew it now. Go ahead. It's...
And again, a lot of people are like, I don't like this reward. It's actually quite good. Now that we've gotten the Erd Steel Dagger from Kenneth, what we're going to do is use this kick button, and then use this kick button, use this kick button, use this kick button, and that is what we do with Kenneth. So I like Dry Leaf. I like Danes on this. That gives me, yeah, okay, there, and then... And that is, that's how we deal with Kenneth. Although, to be honest with you, Palm Blast may have accomplished the same thing there. This is not exactly what we want. Typically, whenever you're doing this, if this happens, just do that little maneuver I did there. Did I miss it? Oh, I did miss it. And another golden seed for the collection. So that should get us up to something to the tune of 5 or 6 red health potions, which are going to come in very handy here shortly. Of course, we ride off, as is the heroic Elden Ring way. Let's go ahead and head back, because we actually just need to come back to the Castle Mornlift. That is most of everything that you need to do in the southern area. Now that we have all of this XP, let's go ahead and allocate more flask use. And we're going to level up our vigor a couple more times here. Now again, I am, unfortunately, a nearly naked character with no block and nothing to my name but some weapons that have very unfortunate hitboxes. There's some good things about this thing. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be like, oh, this is terrible, I'm doing the hardest run ever. I'm really not. So right here, take this path. Take this path very specifically. We're going to run close to the fire, just to the left of it, and then we're going to go. And see the big man right here. And sometimes in Elden Ring, you let up on your sprint for the simple fact that you need the stamina. So that's just what happened there. I let up on the sprint a little bit. The dog almost got me, and then, we roll and we continue on. Now, this guy is actually kind of a punk, and I'm not gonna lie to you. This entire section right here is one of the more difficult, and has me wishing I hadn't wasted the kukris, because, yeah, I'm actually vaguely... So it is possible to bait this guy right here without the other two getting involved, especially if you have items, but as it turns out, weirdly enough, we get the ranged guys without the melee. Now this is very tricky, actually. Okay, so in this case, we're going to do the Elden Ring thing. If you haven't figured out the Elden Ring thing quite yet, the Elden Ring thing is when we say, I no longer want to play this, so I'm just gonna leave. And right here is the Lost Grace, and we can go ahead and reset the aggro. Oh, well, I haven't done my... So this is something that if you're using PlayStation 5, you should probably do. Many of the gestures, really, I think the wave one and the bow ones are the only ones that don't get me pretty often, but realistically, especially if you're playing single player, just get rid of them. Because you really don't want to be trying to get a potion and your character points at the boss when you're needing a potion. That's really not ideal. Um, Now, this can be vaguely dangerous right here, which is why we don't do it. Now, we do this. I don't recognize. What is... I thought this was the one that you jumped down into and there were rats. Am I losing my mind? That must be the next place. Bomb Blast! That's never gonna get old. Casually walk away from the thing that almost ate me because I forgot it was there. Trying to remember if there's anything that I shouldn't be forgetting. Now, there is something here that we do actually need and will be getting. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Damn you. Not great. Oh, I'd never even seen that attack before. What? Oh, okay. Very cool, Kanye. Okay. Just duck that. Dodge that. Yeah, the misshaping can be a little strange every once in a while. Now, we do have a new friend up here. This guy, not the particularly the most dangerous thing you're going to fight, but he can be a little tough every once in a while. And watch your stamina. You really only need the little bit, but seems like maybe the fists don't do very much critical damage, and it seems like also maybe they don't do a bunch of stagger, and they have terrible range. But what they do have is a couple pretty good Ashes of War, so we're going to be leaning pretty heavily upon them. So that's... sometimes that do be the way it do be. We're going to go ahead and pick up this, the Twin Blade Talisman. I thought that this was the jumping one, but it's not. The jumping one is in Stormveil. These are not particularly useful for us or really most people, so don't worry about grabbing it. What you do from here, of course, is you jump down here. Make it look extra fancy like that. You know? Typically, if I don't remember something, it's because he's probably not all that useful, and that's what happened there. I was like, I don't remember this body. What does he do? And it's just like garbage. Like, cool. Thank you for the Sunflower Man. Appreciate it. Treat. For once in a while, this is the drop I was remembering. So for this one, you just want to take your time, line up with your camera, very gently, and then you just, walk off the edge. Very, very gentle. Same thing here. These rats can actually be pretty dangerous because it is Elden Ring, FromSoft, Omega, 800 million bad guy thing. So what we're going to do is this. Come over here, come right out, reset their aggro. He may not let us do that, and that's just fine. So we can, I was going to say we can just kill them, but... Alright, fair enough. This is why I say we are derusting, because holy cow. For this right here, realistically, you do not need to fight these guys. I don't remember what this is, so I'm going to try and get it. I'm probably screwing myself pretty bad. Oh well, whatever. We'll take a look later. If it's important, we'll come back and get it. So what we're going, you can literally just drop down here. The thing that we just saw is, you know, I've not done my flask. Fair enough. The Leonid Misbegotten. Thing you gotta remember with this guy, roll into him. And not away from him. And also, don't suck. Okay. Surely that didn't kill. And see, that's actually why you roll into him, because if you let the hitbox connect a little bit before, it doesn't have such a delay on it. I think we dry leaf or win this and we're fine. Doesn't look, it looks like it's doing some pretty good interrupt there. Fight is not particularly difficult. Let's go ahead and set up our flasks. Oh, I don't have it. Okay, that's what's happening. That's fine. Okay. Again, we roll into the Leonin. Oh, I was slow. Kinda has my number right now, to be honest with you. I was hoping that would do that. Oh man, my... This is the other thing about the Leonin, is you roll into him, and he also staggers like you wouldn't believe, so don't be afraid to apply a little pressure to him, because, yeah, he's kind of a bitch. Wow. In? Oh, he wouldn't let me get it off, that's fine. That doobie would a doobie. So yeah, the two things to remember about him are just pressure in, interrupt his shit, and use, you know, like, roll into him whenever he's doing things for the most part. Unless he's going to do the little claw swipes that you can roll out of, rolling in is just going to keep you in a position to punish his attacks. He's really much easier than I'm making it seem right now with such a weak character, but also once I get his timing down again, like, oh my god, dude, can you just relax for a second? Interesting. I'm not sure, but it's possible that attacking heavy may even be better than trying to follow up with the actual, like, execute. I forget the name of it, it's been a minute. So again, we're just mashing all kinds. Let's double check. Okay, we got our herb tree. Now there is a dungeon with a very good. Also, is that a church? I don't remember that. It's very possible that this is nothing. I don't think that's a church. It doesn't look like one, but it could be. Or is that like the poison church? I don't remember. Let's go discover it together. Now, the thing that I was saying there is that it might even be the case that it's better for me to follow up with something like a heavy attack, because it does look kind of like the execute's really quite terrible. Yeah, okay. I vaguely remember this, and I'm a good fan. One thing that this build is not going to be good at is mob fights like this. So we're going to have to be very intelligent about how we deal with some of these. Heard it, try to get away from it. You know what? I'm not super mad about how it turned out. Hit your own guys, sir. Didn't even know that was a thing. Seriously? Yeah, so Dry Leaf Arts is, or the Dry Leaf Whirlwind is just gonna be our saving grace. Goodness, there's so many of them. Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. I mean, thanks. And sometimes that's just what it takes right there. Like you saw right there. Actually, some of this I'm dodging via audio cue. It's something to get comfortable with. It's not going to come immediately, and it's apparently I can't. You may see me use health a little earlier than you might expect. That's just remnants of the level 1 run, which is the last thing I did. Just trying to, like, yeah, I can definitely take a hit or two more. I just don't want to get one shot, especially this deep into the fight. Jeez, my damage. We're gonna bust out Palm Blast. Damn, unlucky. That was very unlucky. She's got a moveset on her, for sure. Oh. You know, I wasn't fully aware that that was a thing. Okay. I was vaguely aware that the Demi-Human Queen staff was an item. There's even a very distinct possibility that I've collected it at one point, but I only vaguely remember that fight, and I definitely didn't remember that that's where it came from, to be honest with you. Ooh, nice uppercut, little. So it looks like the things that I'm going to have to leverage with this playthrough are probably... Okay, yeah, we killed the Leonid. Alright. The things that I'm going to be looking to leverage are probably Jump Kick, Palm Blast, of course, is going to be useful. Dry Leaf is going to be useful. Actually, now that I think about it, let's go do this.
Great. Well, you're back. Goodbye.
And so, this is the point where I would say, after all of that effort, you go to Stormvale. Like that. Similar to a lot of other things that we've done, Gatefront Ruins, once you get the couple things that we got here, that we did get here last time, you can literally just walk through here and do this number. Now, there is an item there that they kind of try to trick you into picking up. Just don't do it. The ogre will jump on you. Might not kill you, but again, much of this stuff is... I don't want to say it's filler, but you don't have to do it. And by don't have to do it, I mean... like, it's literally just as easy as riding through it, so that's what we're gonna do. You're gonna see that semi-frequently throughout the run. Same thing here. If you're... let's reset the aggro on the wolves that jump down. Come up here and pick this up. Yeah, you don't have to do Stormvale. You can skip this castle.
Only to have their arms taken. Did you know? It's quite a... You're all on your own and heading to enticed by... well, that may... but I don't have... it's scary. I want to be like... oh, nothing. Oh, I know. Can you take this... the poor and it'll be glad...
So you... yeah, go ahead and take the things that that young lady gives you, and then we can keep on keeping on. There are a couple other little things that we can see to before we go to Stormvale, including this gentleman over here. There's a few things, actually, that we may as well do while we're here, thinking about them. We don't really need the Ash of War from over there, but... now, these guys can be kind of tough, so be a little careful. Tried the combo I did on the Leonid right there. Nice one, dickhead. Interesting little parry. Come in with Dry Leaf. Sometimes Elden Ring really wants you to wait like a couple frames before they want you to dodge. It's a little annoying, but it is what it is. This guy will give you some neat little toys. Also, if you're an archer and you rest here, I believe, at night, you get into a not super difficult but not super easy boss battle. I don't even remember that being there, to be honest with you. There is some stuff in that little camp there, some loot and things, but they're not vitally important. Now, what is vitally important is our good friend, Step Alexander. Let's go help out Alex. You can make your way up to him over this way. Now, if you're really incredibly down bad, you can kill him here and get an item that's very good.
Can you help me out? My thanks. Just give me a good smack and I'll pop. Don't dally. No, there's no need to fret. I'm very well. Give it your all.
But, like, just don't. Especially if it's your first playthrough and you're not, you know, speed running or something like that, where you do need the item.
Oh, that mighty wallop of yours almost spelled the end of me. Well, I'm out. Aye, thank you. Once again, I journey to and beyond these land upon their southern edge is red. I'd heard wisp doesn't know.
Okay, well met, Step Alexander.
To Redmond, I'd heard.
Okay. Fun stuff, bud. So, now that we freed Alexander, we will meet him again. Because he's a good boy, and we can just come down this way. Now, there is a Pumpkinhead, and Pumpkinheads do have... There is a chance to actually get their helmet, and the helmet does some things, but it's not really all that important. Also, they do that, so... And this one may be the Mad Pumpkinhead, which means that his attacks are, like, vaguely random. As you can see, he's not really intelligently defending himself. Now he will. But they have incredible defensive abilities, so when you're fighting the Pumpkinhead, one of the things that you really have to watch out for is just not hitting the head. You want to do anything but hit that big old head. But they will respawn, so... Merchant's always surprised that you're coming to buy stuff from him. We're actually going to need a ton of those, which is fine. Yo, do I have one rune right now? That's hysterical.
There's no mistake, is there? Death has left its mark once again. Ah, a tarnished, are you? I'm known as D. I hunt down those who live in death and weed their death root. Heed my warning. The village here and worse yet, if you the village here turn back.
Now, this is part of a second subquest where you have to hunt down all of these mariners and give them to a specific enemy at a specific point in the game. I don't know that we're going to do all of them. We might do this one, though. I don't love the mariner fights. They're not really difficult, to be honest with you, but they are kind of annoying, so... We're going to go ahead and... give this one a try. See if it's... Oh yeah, its damage is fine. Let's go knock this guy out. But this is why it's annoying, because he literally runs for me the whole fight and just summons, and it's just not fun, to be honest with you. Hiya! Giving him the old arena. You can start to see that even with our very minimal armor, that we are You know, I can't tell you the last time I've been hit by one of these guys. And if I recall correctly, a lot of times they do drop ashes just like that, so... Oh, I might want to go to the third church before I head off to Stormvale. This is also... I would say the thing that I am about to do here is maybe one of the most important things that you can do. It should be very, very, very high on your list of things to do. Maybe even number one. So we're going to go to the northeast here, and I should have done this whenever we killed Kenneth. So we're backtracking just a little bit here. So just remember to do this when you're here, because, again, one of the most important things. This is also relatively close to a fairly simple skip that would allow you to, and you know what, we may as well go get the source seal since we're here. So this, especially in a level 1 run, this is probably the first thing you do in a level 1 run. Unless you have a really, like, other important business to attend to, which you don't. Just go do this. So we pick up the physic, touch the grace, and now that we have our physic, we're actually going to go ahead and mix the physic. What do we got? That's pretty good. That one's pretty good. That one's pretty good. This one is... I think Opaline Bubble Tier actually is the one that does a single hit, so it's not my favorite, but we'll go ahead and... Maybe we'll do Cracked Spike. And so, from here, actually what I usually do is we're going to remove the Memory of Grace, and a lot of times I'll put the physic here and down, especially because realistically you just use it whenever another Sacred Tier. I believe that is our 4th, maybe our 3rd. So the item that I'm about to get actually makes you take more damage, but at very low levels. Realistically, it's quite valuable up until about level 60. And even then, like, that's when it kind of becomes questionably valuable. I would say that it's probably valuable up until level 80. So now that we're here at the Dragon Barrow, what we're going to do, very simply, we open up the door.
Forgive me to determine if you had them. It seems torrent, whereas I merely pretend. There is but one I can take gathering.
Later, girly pop. Okay, so we don't particularly need to go to the round table hold here. Jump off the edge to the left here, so that we're not really bothering with this gargoyle, because the gargoyle will likely one-shot you, especially if you are playing very early level. So we're just going to do this now. There is a very, very famous exploit, bug, glitch up ahead that we're not going to do. In fact, realistically, there's 2 of them. The first one is this dragon right here. If you aggro him and run back to this tree, this one right here, I'll just kind of show you the general gist of it. So you aggro the dragon, jump back to this tree right here, and then kind of climb up it. This should be more than enough. And then when he comes to you, you actually come this way, jump across this right here, and his aggro path will take him off the edge. He'll kind of be on the tree, as he's casting his fire, and he'll just stay there, and like eventually he will die. It's grody. We're not going to do that because we are doing, I don't want to call it a glitchless run, but we're doing a vaguely glitchless run. So we're going to have to outrun his fire here. We should be just fine. But if you do that, you can get an enormous amount of runes very early, and then actually, interestingly enough, it's actually a second spot to get an enormous amount of runes. I didn't realize I was going to aggro the avatar there. That's fine. So we're just coming down this path. Gently to the right here, there is another Grace. We're going to touch it, get everything's aggro off of us. Do something very similar here. This is another dragon. We don't really want to take a hit from these guys. It's possible they won't one-shot us now because we're starting to get a little health, but that does possible is not definite. We really don't want to just be dying for no reason right now. So we're going to go ahead and make our way up here. This is a little interesting zone because there are a ton of dragons. We don't want to aggro any of them. So we're going to go ahead and try and make our way past to the point where none of them are mad at us. This is a big dragon mother. It's actually a live creature there that we're going to deal with eventually, but not right now. So we'll leave Mommy Dragon alone because, frankly, like the best way to deal with it at very early levels, if that's something you're interested in doing it, like if you're doing a speed run or, I don't know, if you're just doing a cheese run, really, is with bleed and frostbite, and we have neither of those things, nor are we really in a position to get either of those things, so especially with just doing martial arts. Bleed is fairly easy to come by, but with us just doing martial arts, that would we could sit there and beat on that young lady for an hour and still never get it done. Okay, so I'm playing like crap right here. You actually just want to run straight at this ladder and climb up it. You may get a little poison here. Yep, see? But it's nothing really to be worried about. Oh, that's actually that is just my bad pathing. Normally that doesn't happen. Normally you can get in and out, even at level 1, without getting poisoned, so just is kind of what it is. So what we do here is we run past that, down into here. Now there's going to be some big rats. We're a little stronger than I usually am when I'm coming here, so it's not the worst thing in the world, except for when they do that. Holy cow. Buddy kicked my butt. And I'm just getting so much aggro that I don't normally get. So what we're going to do here is grab this. And actually, you can quit out here. I don't have the macros fast enough to do it, so like, I'm just not going to. I play on PlayStation, I don't use such disgusting things. Not that everybody who plays on PC uses macros, but, you know, I got your number. I know it's something to do. So, and then we just leave like we would normally any other zone. And we come out and de-aggro. Simple as that. Now, why did we do all that? We did all that for a couple reasons. This is one of the big ones, so we can get Radigan Source Seal. You can see how much health that gives us. Way more than 15%. And it's also going to increase our defenses, even though it says that like we're going to take 15% more damage. The raw stats that this thing is giving us is actually going to make us take less. Speaking of, Ashes of War, 90-16, okay. So nothing here is looking like it's gonna be any good for us. That's really all we needed to do here. And that is most of our big setup for the early game of Elden Ring. Realistically now, minus some armor and some definitely needing to get some weapons, which maybe we should go do, actually. There's a so we're gonna go to Lake Agheel North, or this little mine down here is a good place to get some early game smithing stones. Now, this path I would not call optimal. I'm sure that there are people going to be, yelling and being like, "Oh my God, you can get 18 smithing stones in 3 seconds if you go to this place." Like, sure, but also that's probably like gonna be a little annoying to do. So just come to Lake Agheel North, come down here. We're gonna look for this hole on the map, and we just run into the cave. Actually, I think what I'm thinking about is the guy in the next part of the game that realistically we could skip to, and if we had enough runes, we could pretty easily just buy the early game ones that we need. Same thing with like getting the items to give to the young ladies, the twins. Get your whetstones that way, but all in all, I'm not mad. Like that a ton. I like that a ton. Holy cow. Hell yeah, blunt, it is fun. The one time my blunt damage is actually useful. Fortunately, this is not a particularly difficult section. What is nice is that I do need these smithing stones. There you are. I vaguely know this dungeon, so I know there's a reason for us to be here. Oh, except for, kind of forgot about you guys. Again, force of habit. I tend to actually not get hit all too often. I'm getting hit probably quintuple the amount of times that I normally do in a run. Just from being so rusty, I just like to keep my health full. Maybe that was the way. Yeah, this is gonna take us down. Because I think this is troll, maybe? The stone troll? And that right there that I just passed may actually be the way further into the dungeon. I think that's this one. Yeah, it is this one. So we're going to clear out some of this and go back to that. Now, yeah, I was about to say, this can be moderately dangerous because of that. Whenever you go kill that dog, those two will aggro on you. So it can be beneficial to not do them first and go do, like, come down here and do this down here. So we got a chunk of smithing stones. That might get both of our martial arts up to 3. I think I'm going to use the one that does Dry Leaf Whirlwind, is the one that, yeah, I'm probably going to focus on first. So I think it's at the back, yeah? Yeah. Woohoo! Okay. So this is kind of odd. These guys sometimes will be really annoying with their aggro, so just be aware of that. If you're not able to kill them super quickly with a blunt weapon, sometimes they will, like, this guy will come up here, that guy will come and he'll chain this guy, and you can just find yourself very quickly dealing with, like, 4 bad guys if you're not careful, so This attack's a little annoying, just deal with it like that. Sometimes they'll drop smithing stones, so that can be helpful to watch out for. And as you can see, there are many things in this game that have an immense weakness to Blunt, and he is one of them. So, like, yeah, just a couple quick rotations there, and he really fell apart. So, always good to, blunt weapons are just good. They're just good. Frequently can handle a lot of things that other things can't. So we're going to go ahead, and I guess we'll just warp to Stormhill Shack. Um, Now, this is not. This is just kind of me doing this to have fun. This is not a super comprehensive guide. I'm trying to remember most of the things I did whenever I was doing my playthroughs and the super valuable things, so.
I'm glad you to those who live all the more. Well, another fool, but with a prowess. How would you like if you're inclined to? Then I'll introduce. I have a matter and the beast himself. What say? Very well. I've marked it will lead you to Garak.
Garak the Beast Clergyman. He's a cool dude. Tweet. Got some bitch. These two lovely young ladies, however, they will take your bell bearings if you have some. This is a good item. There's a memory stone like the one we picked up at that one place. Rune arcs can be useful later in the game. I don't think there's anything I need to buy off of them. So. The reason we came to the round table vault.
You're a new face. No matter, lay out your arms.
Yeah, so we're gonna focus pretty heavily on the dry leaf arts. And then we'll lean into Dane's footwork after. I like the dry leaf arts way better. So now that we're done with all that, let's go ahead and... Yeah, that is pretty much what we came here for.
Oh, welcome. I teach and explore so that one day, ensuring, by the way, you do. Most tarnish you are, well.
He has a few incantations. We don't need or are after any of them right now, so we're going to go ahead and...
Oh, this I can't remember very well. It is...
Douchebag. So, just as a point of order, you always spit on those two when you come around them, because they're... they suck. Now, my knowledge of this path here that we're looking at, right, is not entirely perfect. So there may be some some little roots and things like that that we didn't pick up. But it's always worth it to explore in an Elden Ring. Exploring is one of the many joys of the game, so heavily encourage you to do so. That is an Ash of War that I don't need, so I'm not picking it up. Typically, you want to go a little further left than I did here. My pathing is a little yucky, but you can just walk by these guys, and you probably should. What's the one kid on the TikTok say? Here comes the hurricane, bitch. Yeah, you got it. This is really what I would consider to be the first fight of Elden Ring. Okay, even thousand. So one thing that I tend to do whenever I'm doing Elden Ring is, ooh, that's a lot of runes. I like to spend my runes before I get into a fight. So, like, right now we're going to use 2 of these. And 1 of these. And hope that I didn't... Oh, I'm short by 30. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go kill this guy again. Whatever. I don't really want to use another one. I'm stingy and cheap. And okay. So we're done now. We'll just go and reset right here. And one of the big reasons we do this is so, like, we can comfortably fight this fight without having to worry about losing all of the runes and things that we got. So if you're ever about to fight a big boss and you're like, oh, big boss, you know, just do that. Now, Margit is actually one of the more interesting bosses, because he has a very diverse moveset that he can kind of chain infinitely, so you do have to react appropriately to everything he does. When I say react appropriately, I mean like react good, not like that. Or like that. Holy cow. So as you can see there, he kinda... See how he's kind of freestyling? Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't always follow up with that dagger, but he will sometimes. Forgot my flask. Now, I've definitely not stayed on him like I should have, so his stagger is falling off, unfortunately. Wouldn't let me roll. What a dildo. My recovery's really bad right now. Not. Dude, I can't dodge anything right now. Holy cow, my timings are all off. That's how you do that. I forgot how to fight him. Okay. He's probably gonna get me this time, but I think I got him next time. He's gotta clutch up a little bit here. Almost. Yeah, I wasn't sticking on him very tight there. Oh, you dildo. Okay, let's do it. There he is with his infinite. Got him. Yeah.
Thou art of passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins. Tarnished.
Yeah, I always get caught by that one, unfortunately. I hate that. You're such a dildo, dude. Should have rolled in. Let him intimidate me a little bit there with the infinite, but he's not really anything. A little bit of derust and we can take this punk down just like that. Now, when you come in here, it's vitally important that you kill this person up here.
You there? Come over here, would you?
Sure.
What? You tarnished.
So we always kill Gestalk because whenever He actually follows you around in here and steals your runes if you die, and you can't get him back unless you kill him. So, I mean, this is just preemptive. Obviously, you don't want to die and shouldn't be dying. Well, I mean, it's Elden Ring, you're gonna die. Um, but, like, yeah. No, just kill that guy. Long story short. This thing's annoying, and this is actually going to be a problem in this playthrough, to be honest with you, now that I think about it. That was kind of cool. Oh. Again, it's very nice to go ahead and help your fellow players out. You know what? I do want to see how much armor I can get. What's going to be the easiest way to pick up some armor? Maybe buy some from... What's his face? Doesn't Patches have, like, banded armor? We're going to go check Patches out here in a second. Now, there is a dragon fight. Dragon fights are kind of annoying. Hot tip, use your horse to keep up with it and really get on top of it, because it is going to make you chase it. The guy that I'm fighting right now is somewhat of a problem, and unarmored is going to be somewhat problematic. So we're actually going to clear out these skeletons real quick, because they tend to want to interrupt quite a bit. So as you can see, leveling up our vitality so much is paying off quite nicely, enabling us to realistically play the game in a way where we don't have to be super, super fearful of the things that we're fighting, which is very nice. It stuff's becoming so beneficial right around right around vitality 40. So this is Bloody Fingered Neregus, and Neregus is kind of a bitch. So something kind of interesting is happening with the AI here. He thinks that these are projectiles. So he's freaking out whenever I'm doing that. Effectively shutting down his offense, which is alright. Kind of an unintended side effect and an unintended little bonus. of these, but as you could see, it also made it a little annoying to hit him because he, you know, didn't want to get hit by the projectile, so he just kind of was a little bit of a bitch about it. So there are bells here. Um, Cool. I don't really appreciate the poison, but that's fine. Let the poison mostly run off here, and then what we're gonna do is go ahead and now, if you step on the bells right there that at the start of the dungeon, unfortunately, you can actually just like, yeah.
Well, well, well. You're wanting to help yourself to a man's personal belongings, huh? You scheming little thief. Approach the man of repentance. Cough up your coin. All of it.
Nice one, Patches. Dryleaf Whirlwind! Okay, alright. You know what? I'm not even mad. You fucking dildo. Wonder if maybe I should just Palm Blast him. Yeah.
Wait, please. I surrender. White flag and all. Well, finally come round, have you? I knew you would. You're a lady of reason, through and through. Well, what do you... Now, how did I get that? I took you for an innocent... Well, water under the bridge. A true lady. I'm Patty, tarnished like you, only free. Only for now. Those retired in exchange for my... Well, but honestly, this, frankly, I'm ready. So don't be... I'll be ready to wheel...
So, now that we beat up Patches, we're gonna go back, reload, and he should have a little shop for us set up. Unfortunately, weirdly enough, these bandits still try to come kill us. Get the old leaf hurricane. The dry leaf whirlwind, rather. Hey, Patches, do you have any, like, garb?
Well, nice it's all a bit ad hoc, and welcome where you won't need a refund.
I thought he had, like, bandit clothes, but I guess not. He does have the shackle, but we'll pick that up. Huh.
Cheers for that.
Okay, time to go do Stormveil things. So Stormveil is kind of treacherous. We're also going to take a couple side stops just to pick up one or two things. We want to keep our armor light. Yeah, semi-frequently some of the things that you're dealing with in Stormvale are not the enemies themselves, but the things around the enemies, which is sometimes it's something of a theme in Elden Ring. A lot of times the things that you're fighting are not ultimately the most dangerous aspect of any encounter, and holy cow, this thing is starting to cook a little bit. Little hook claws. Wolverine cosplay. Oh. Not usually that uncomfortable, but it was this time, so whatever. This guy sometimes will bug out, like, just look the other way and pretend he didn't just throw bombs at you, so that's pretty funny. Um, Another one of the infinite upsides of killing Gestalk is, especially in your first playthrough, or a playthrough where you expect to die a couple times, like the one I'm on, derusting as I am, is that you don't get shoved in this door. Because it is Gestalk, he is the one that does that. And so you can sneak up behind this little door right here. Start the fight off a very fun way. Because this is one of the more dangerous encounters in this entire place. Very helpful. Well, that range is pathetic. He just armors through my dry leaf whirlwind. Palm Blast might be the answer here. Let's go ahead and Palm Blast this guy. Go ahead, hit me. Bitch. The old rusty key. Curved Sword could be an interesting little talisman later on, whenever we're in the DLC, but probably not right now. Is that a horn? That's weird. There's a friend right here. He tries to grab you. You can just roll through and kill this friend up here and pick this up, and that guy will play. Now, we are a little light on resources, so normally killing this guy is also fairly simple. Or you can get a backstab off pretty easily. And of course, it's much the same as the last one we fought. You just backstab him and finish him off. If you have high enough damage, you can realistically kill him without too much trouble. I probably shouldn't do this, but I'll try and demonstrate. Relock. Yeah, he's maybe a little weaker than Shield Bro, just because Shield Bro is a lot more poised, so, you know, it wasn't simple and clean the way that you're making me feel tonight, but wasn't the worst thing in the world either. So we're going to go ahead and spend our runes. Continue to level up your vigor. I cannot stress that enough. Realistically, you probably want to level up vigor until 40. You can see here that it's taken me 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, to get to the point where you know, realistically, I don't need to level up Vigor anymore, and not only that, we haven't done any particularly, like, cheesy things. We haven't done any of the, like, really, really bullshit things. This guy is a little bitch, so when you come up here, we go ahead and head right. So yeah, just go ahead and work your way through as many of these guys as you can before the big summoning happens. As it does, we're going to go ahead and Dry Leaf. That's actually a really good skill. Starting to enjoy the martial arts. Starting to enjoy the martial arts. It's pretty fun. I wouldn't call it the best weapon I've ever used. I wouldn't even really call it good, but it is fun. Is this where I want to go, or is this not where I want to go? I'm trying to remember. I don't think this is where I want to go. As I do want the talisman, the claw talisman, or whichever one it is that makes it so that my jump attacks do more damage. I feel like that might have been it, but we'll go ahead and head this way, because okay, so there is a really good skip right here. It's an excellent skip. Not necessary by any sense of the words, but it is very good. I wonder if that'll take us where we're trying to go, though, actually. We're going to go ahead and... Okay, I don't have enough words to care about. But... So this is the skip that I usually use whenever I'm doing Stormveil, just because this next section of the castle is very annoying. So you just come here, you hit that, boop boop. Simple and clean. It's not as tight as it looks. It's not nearly as difficult as it looks either. Okay, alright. Definitely making me wish I had some fucking bullshit to give you. But you enjoy that, bird. You enjoy that, every bit of that. Head ahead. Okay, are we in luck? Did we actually find it? I really don't remember where this is most of the time. And I almost never use this talisman, so... Oh, we're in such luck! How great! Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Very cool on game. You know... Oh. I really wish you would. And then this right here is what we're after. We climb up here. And the claw talisman. Gonna make our jump attacks do a little bit more damage. Ooh, did that put me in a medium? That's heartbreaking. I need drip. Not gonna lie, this stuff is not looking good. Okay. now that we've done that, we just take a couple steps over this way, make sure we're over that little wall, we drop down. Free money. As always, animals in Elden Ring are notoriously annoying. So the reason we come down here is... this is a pretty good place to use your first Stone Sword key, especially if you're faith-based, for the simple fact that this right here is one of the best seals in the game. There aren't a ton of them that can compete with it, to be honest with you. And the spells that come in that prayer book are also pretty good, so just overall good stuff. Golden Ring 4 is fine. I believe this is it this? No, it's not this. There is a way to jump down relatively close to here that is pretty nice, but we're going to go ahead and keep on keeping on because we're pretty close to the end. Got most of everything that we wanted. So this little path right here, you run left. Just go ahead and run left. Keep on keeping on. Don't worry about too much else. There's not anything that's super valuable in here, so we're going to keep running left. It's a little thing right there that you can talk to, but before we do that, we're just going to come up this way. Now, these guys are some of the more dangerous enemies in the game, actually. You're going to fight one of them here, but... okay. Later on, they are a menace. Interesting. Maybe I was wrong about the stagger on this thing, because that's pretty gnarly. This is why they're a menace. Their attacks are very dangerous. Ooh, what a skill, man. That thing is devastating. Okay, don't forget to open this up. It's a little shortcut. Oh. Is it over here, then? It's not that opened up the thing to the door, but... oh, must be from a different angle. Now, this is effectively right at the end of the dungeon. There are a couple more things that we can do here, and there are a couple things that can make your life very easy. You really should take the path that I just showed you guys through this place. It makes Stormvale, especially for a first-timer, very, very manageable when it otherwise would not be. As you can see, I'm extremely out of practice, and I'm getting through it. Also, Miyazaki. Nobody likes these fucking birds, dude. Gotcha. So we're gonna do a couple things here. We fight a desperate fight with this fucking bird. Excuse my language. Yeah, that breath into sweep is so annoying. And they're just so perfect in punishment, too. They're literally one of the most aggressive enemies, like... and the fact that you can't just, like, fight them normal, and they give you 98 runes, is, like, such a such a slap in the face. They are such an annoying enemy. So what we're gonna do here is we actually pass by it. We can... This is Nefeli.
You were a fine warrior.
Nefeli is
Your
great.
only mistake was your choice of master. Let the winds lift you to a higher place.
Hi, Nefeli.
Tarnished, I am Nefeli Lu. I'm here by decree of my father. How utterly this grafting of is tainted them.
So,
If you intend, I ask you call the winds run. I'm certain. Apologize, fellow down, whatever.
so yeah. We go ahead and talk to Nefeli. After you talk to her a fair few times, she will help you in the next fight if you want that. That's, pretty good. If you do that, summon your spirits, you're probably gonna be fine. This fight is not particularly difficult. I say as he may even smoke me here, but it's really fine. It's not super crazy. Go ahead and rest Grace. Check our level up. We only need 900 runes, so let's go ahead and see if maybe we have a little bit. Good enough. So we're going to get Vigor to 40, and that'll give us a little bit of wiggle room to not die. See, right here is Nefeli. But yeah, Vigor to 40 will give us a little bit of wiggle room to not die when we're in these fights. As you can see, I'm utilizing it to the fullest. I haven't fought this dildo in a hot minute. Ooh, I thought I was out of range. He kind of has that same Elden Ring rule where you want to roll into him. God damn it, Godric. I don't even know that I've ever seen you do that attack, dude. Again, roll in. He's really being a prick about this. I'm rolling too much. Gotta give it a little bit of a delay. Run at him immediately here. I didn't mean to do any of that. Those were misinputs. If you do that correctly, you can kind of abuse him a little bit. I kind of have screwed up this whole fight. Just, a lot of this is like, as you can see, I haven't seen a lot of these attacks and the timing's just completely off on it. And that's fine. Like, that's just something that you'll inherently get the hang of eventually. I'm having a really hard time getting staggers off. And sometimes you just gotta lock in and punish the easiest boss in the game. Oh man, yeah, that's not entirely true, but Godric really is quite a bit easier than Margaret. And again, if you're struggling with him, just summon a Folly and, you know, do whatever. It's fine. It really is fine. Again, we get Vigor up to 40, and we'll start maybe moving on to some other things. Maybe I'll push it up to 60, because I really am not doing super great. Now to activate his rune, it's either Lift Side or Rampart. It's been a while. Is this where I want to go? I don't super 100% remember. Crap baskets. Might be over here, is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it is. Okay, so we're gonna kill this guy right here. Because he likes to shoot you from behind, just like that. We're gonna go ahead and kill this guy right here, too. Real quick. Now we're just gonna keep this moving. This is important that we just don't stop. Because if you stop, you get shot. Oh my god. This is maybe the worst run of this I've ever had. To be honest with you. It's not good. Normally, this wouldn't be quite so bad. We're gonna go ahead and heal up. That went about as bad as you can reasonably expect it to go. That was actually one of the worst that I've seen. So we ignore this guy right here. Don't worry, he won't follow you too much, and we're gonna go ahead and hit this right here. So yeah, this is one of the reasons why I highly encourage you to level Vigor and maybe take the path that I'm taking right now, because again, that was realistically as bad as that could possibly go. I don't think I've ever been hit that much in any run going down there. So like, yeah, I mean, just do it. Little Drake Talisman. Good for some electric resistance. Some enemies are really electrically powerful too, so nice little thing to keep in your back pocket if you're like, oh, I'm fighting this electric guy. These guys are not too bad, and there's one in the back that will actually shoot the other two, which is pretty funny. But yeah, for some reason the camera was really helping him out there. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the other leg. It's like, yeah. So him going down there was actually because of the other guy shooting him. Which is one of the things that makes these fights very, very easy. I don't know that I agree with that, to be honest with you. Same thing there, you saw the arrow. This is such a shit show. Normally you'd want to fight these guys one at a time. Unfortunately, we're just having a really bad time right now. It's helpful to de-lock this whenever you're doing this. Oh my god. It's not even a particularly hard fight. I don't know why I'm struggling so much right now. Bro, come on. Okay, so now that travesty is over with, just gonna take that to the face, because it doesn't matter. I was literally in the air, dude. I was straight up in the air, dodging. But whatever. You do whatever you want. But clearly, I need to be a little faster. Again, very helpful to de-lock after they're done. Not really sure what that was all about, but whatever, man. They do give you a super, super good bow that some people like to use. The reason that we do this is we come over here, and this lets us spin the rune arcs. Now, the rune arcs are the other thing that's going to give us a ton of early game staying power right now. The mixture of Radigan's Source Seal and this rune right here are going to give us an almost enormous amount of staying power, so this is pretty much enough to carry us into and realistically through a lot of the late game. So once we get these online, we're going to worry more about damage and things like that. You can see we're already pretty tough. One thing that a lot of people don't know or understand about Elden Ring is that a large portion of your damage does come from leveling up your weapons, so you want to use your stats more defensively if you're playing kind of, I don't want to say optimally, because that's not true. Obviously, if you were the best Elden Ring player in the world, you would never get hit, so you just don't need it. But especially on a casual playthrough, level up your Vicar. After you get it to 40 or so, go level up your other things, your damage. Endurance is really good. So we've restored the Great Rune, and now we can move on. Now when it says Great Runes here, we're going to go ahead and equip this. Now, I don't think it's active. I think we do have to... Oh, maybe it is, actually. No, it doesn't appear so. Also, is Source Seal only 5 now? I thought it was 10. Hmm. Interesting. Was it Blessed 10? Am I like glitching out? Am I losing my mind right now? Okay. Alright. What would be nice is if we had a rune arc, but I'm not really all that concerned if we don't. So we're gonna go ahead and... forgetting if there's anything valuable in here, but I don't think so. I think there's like one thing you have to get. Gotta get a grape. Shibiri grape is in here somewhere. Pa. Do love that kick. Oh yeah, that might be it there. Now, since you're here anyway. Oh, this young lady right here actually wants the grape that we just picked up.
Hello? My name is Haya. If I might be, would you donate? My eyesight has been weak since, but when I eat one of those, it will lead me. Oh, now I can feel. You are most kind. May the blessing of... You are most kind. May the blessing...
Now, this guy right here, we come here for a couple reasons. Pick up another sacred tier.
Believe it or not, for a... Well, bless you're a true... My name, presuming only...
Thops is a true Chad. In fact, I believe he may be one of the only places you can learn this Starlight sorcery. Which is fine. I mean, it's... If you're a completionist and you want all the sorceries, you know, get it. Then if you're not, then, like, don't. It's not really all that important. Rhea Lucaria. Academy. Mr. Thops. Laernia of the Lakes. This is one of my favorite zones in the entire game, if not my favorite zone in the entire game. I think it's a lot of people really like Laernia. I also like Altus, but like Laernia just has a special place in my heart. When I think Elden Ring, a lot of times I'm thinking about just how immaculate this entire area is. There's just so much going on in it. This part's pretty simple. We're gonna run, we're gonna run, we're gonna run. These guys are kind of in the way of the map. Just bully them, run through. Now, here's the thing about this. If you continue straight on, you're eventually going to find another Grace. And almost due east of here, I believe, is where we find the next part of our quest that will take us to Volcano Manor. Pretty useful thing. At least I thought she was due east of here. I might be thinking, oh no, I'm thinking of you. Okay, fair enough.
Hello, would you donate anything on a pilgrim when I eat?
Yeah, girly pop. Now, these ruins have something special about them, but I forget what it is. There's a reason to be here, but we'll check it out. Hey man, you wanna calm down? Oof. All right. Damn you, dog. Wah ha 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 ha. There might be a boss back here, there might be not. Oh, nope. Trap? Is this the... that's the Faith heirloom. Okay.
Hello? Would you donate any sugar? I'm on a pilgrim, and when I eat, you're not like the other. They rest their trim, howling wordlessly, their frail fingers. But you are most kind. May the blessing of the...
Oh, is that the roaming lobster? I think if you attack this thing, he turns into something else and gives you a very good item. Also, lobsters, oddly enough, are incredibly dangerous. Oh my god. Do I get a turn, or is that just nah? As I said, incredibly dangerous. Almost hilariously so. Also, they do that. Two, three. Here comes the laser. I couldn't. I almost had it. Yeah, laser is so dangerous, man. That's almost all the health I'm healing off these pods. One last shot. Okay, come on, lobster. Let's do this. That was luck. Fuck off. And die. Okay, so that wasn't what I thought it was. Annoying. That's fine though. I think the one that patrols you just have to hit once and then it, like, turns into what it's supposed to turn into. So that should have been a dead giveaway there. Oh yeah, she's like up here. I think there is a... I'm pretty sure this is actually an incredibly useful teleporter, so I'm gonna use it. Oh, no. Odd. I can tell just how I think this is the teleporter I was thinking of, but I can tell just how little I've been playing Elden Ring. This isn't it? Damn, I'm way off track then. Okay, that's fine. We'll grab the map and... This must be the one that I'm after down this way. But yeah, realistically you can, and maybe even should do entire playthroughs without ever fighting the lobsters. Say, and then immediately aggro two of them. I really just want to get this item and get out of here, thanks. That is the fake. So I'm pretty sure if I come in... Oh, I guess not. Genuinely astounded that that wasn't the fake. What the heck? Here's this church. There may... Is it this rock over here that's the... Yeah, perfect. Alright, well, that seems like a good time to stop. It has been fun. It has been great. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.